Hey, what's going on, guys? Tim here again. Got another tutorial for you today. We're going back again to the Monkey's Fist because I know you guys love Monkey's Fist tutorials. So we're doing another one, much larger Monkey's Fist this time. This is a 1.5 inch ball bearing inside, and this is a 7-pass Monkey's Fist. So it's probably the largest one I've ever made so far. And just to give you a bit of a comparison, this is what we're making today. And in my previous video, I showed you how to do the 2-color Monkey's Fist with the little diamond knot in the center. So there you can see the difference. It's pretty big, all right? And also, we're going to be doing this jig on this thing, which, before you laugh at it, this is just going to be, you'll see in a sec. It's a kind of DIY jig that you can basically make for free if you want to try using a jig. And this technique, it'll still work if you just use your hands, but a jig should technically make this a little easier. You'll see how I do in my video. And also, if you haven't done a Monkey's Fist this large before, I suggest you make a much smaller one. Just mess around with it, just so you can kind of wrap your head around the principle. No pun intended. But yeah, making a small one will really help you get an idea of how this knot works. So I would highly suggest watching this tutorial or my really much older tutorial where I use a marble in the center of this. I'll link everything here. Watch either one of those first, because it'll give you a better idea of how to do Monkey's Fist. And yeah, that's it. So that being said, let's get into the tutorial. Okay, everyone. So to start out, to make my really ghetto jig, I've got some really, random supplies you can find. You should be able to make this jig basically for free. But so yeah, I've got some cardboard here. This is kind of thinner, crappy cardboard. Got a few layers just kind of taped together like this. And I've got some disposable chopsticks. So, I mean, you can get these at any sort of, Chinese takeout or Japanese takeout place. You can probably get it for free if you ask nicely, but hey, if you buy some food there, you can probably ask for a few extra pairs. So I've got 2 sets. All right. I'm Asian, so I got tons of these lying around. Anyways, yeah, so as you can see on my cardboard here, I've got 4 points marked out here. Now, I kind of went sort of, I just estimated. So here, you can see me in this bit, ball bearing. I've just kind of marked out here and here. I just kind of estimated where the chopsticks will sit to be the jig, right? So if you want to be more precise, you can measure it out and everything, but I just kind of estimated. So I marked the 4 dots out. Now I'm just gonna get something sharp. I'm gonna use my Swiss Army knife here. I have this, I think it's called an awl, or it's like an auger almost. I'm just gonna use this to punch 4 holes, the 4 holes in here. So I'm going to do that real quick. So nothing much to it. I'm not going to make the hole too large because I want some resistance on the chopstick. So I think it'll be easy if I just make this like a guide hole and then I use the chopstick to kind of force it through the rest of the way. So I hope this works. Yep. So I'm gonna push this through like that. There's one. Let's do another one. Oh, I don't think I went all the way through on this one. Okay. Do 2. And 4. Okay, so I probably cut out all that part of me struggling getting them through. But anyways, here it is. So here is our kind of makeshift jig. So let's test it out with the ball bearing. And it works. So, it's pretty heavy. So I might want to push these in a little more. I don't know if that's going to do anything. No, it's probably too heavy. But that's okay. This is still usable. Okay, so now that we have our ghetto jig, as you can see, it's just chopsticks and cardboard. We're going to start tying the monkey's fist, okay? All right, so we got our ghetto jig here, and I'm gonna extend these out a little bit. So, first things first, we're gonna take our paracord. I got about 14 feet. That'll be enough so you can have a lanyard section to this. So I'm gonna start out by roughly gauging out let's say 3.5 feet. 1, 2, 3.5. Okay, that's just rough. So you want that 3.5, maybe 4 foot section down here, and you're gonna start winding over here. Okay, so I tried this with 6 passes. That wasn't enough. My ball bearing here is 1.5 inches in diameter, so we're gonna have to do 7 passes. Okay. So starting out, we're going to do 7. Now wrap this part lightly. You don't want to wrap it too tight because the chopsticks will go in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6. Push these over. 7. Like that. Okay, that's 7, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now this might be a little tricky. Just want to make space for the ball bearing to get in. So we can put this in here now. Let's shove that in there. There we go. Okay, so now in the 7th, after the 7th loop, 3, 4, 6, 7. I'm going to go here, and now we're going to start wrapping the other way. I'm going to start wrapping this way. Okay. There we go. So I'm working with a really long cord, so it's a little annoying. Okay, so sorry for that shadow there, but so now we're going to start wrapping this way. Okay. And if you've watched my previous Monkey's Fist video, it's the same principle. Okay, so I'm sorry if I can't really show everything, but it's a little awkward working with my ghetto jig. Okay, so there we go. We're gonna start wrapping 7 passes for the sort of perpendicular direction. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to attach a fid to this to make it easier to pass through. I'm going to need it later anyway. So let's continue wrapping. Okay, so at this point, I've done my full 7 loops. Now, this is where a lot of people get confused, but just make sure you have 7 strands on every side. So this will be the 7th one here. See, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you'll know when to start going the other way, because if you look on here, it's a little hard to see, but if I continued wrapping, I would have 8 on this side. So I have 7 already, so I know now it's time to start passing this way, going through this way. All right, so now we're going to, because we have our fit on, we can make this pass a lot easier. I'm gonna have to move this out a bit so I have a bit more clearance. Okay, so let's push this out a bit. Okay, so now I can start passing this way. Okay, so now for the third set of passes. Kind of changed up my camera angle here just because I need a little more space. So we've ended here. As you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So when you know you've got 7 on this side, you know it's time to go through this way. So we're going to be passing on this side of the ball bearing, and this side of the ball bearing. Okay. So we can do that now. Problem with this sort of DIY jig is that sometimes the chopsticks do move in a little bit, so just be wary of that. Okay, so I'm going to start doing our passes. I'm going to go in on this side. I apologize if some of the stuff isn't perfectly captured on camera because I actually can't see my camera right now. Or I can't see the viewfinder just because of the angle. So I'm going to go through here, onto this side, like so. Like that. And then we're going to pass through this side here. Go under and out, like that. Pull everything through. And then we'll go through this side. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing. You want to keep, if you just kind of look at it, you can tell that I'm going to be wrapping kind of down this way. My strands need to line up down here. Okay, so I'm going to continue doing that. I'm going to keep doing my passes through like so. Okay, so now we're almost done. Just one last pass through here. And you know you're done because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I have 7. This will be my 7th strand on this side. And I know I have to stop because if you look on this side, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 already. So if I keep going, that'll be too many. So I know I'm done. All right. Okay, so we're done all our passes. Now we can remove this from the jig and we can just start tightening. So to take this off the jig, it's pretty easy. Just kind of carefully pull the chopsticks out. You can push these through. Just be careful not to make anything really come undone. There we go, there's one, and all of them. Okay, so now at this point, you want to determine if your lengths of your paracord on either side are even. So just by looking at it, I know my one side, this side here, is too long. I want them even, right? Because I want to be able to tie my lanyard after. So I'm just going to start cinching a good amount through. Oh, wow, I need about I have a large difference. I have about a foot. So I'm going to pull a lot through. And yeah, that's really much it at this point. The good thing about this jig is it makes the knot still pretty, it's already pretty well formed. So I don't have too much to do, but I'm just going to do that real quick. I'm just going to cinch everything nice and tightly together and we'll be done. Okay, and there we have it. We are now finished. So I have singed everything through. I've got both strands on this side nice and even. So from here, I can tie whatever lanyard I want to. Probably do this in a future video. I don't want to drag this video on for too long, so we'll do that in a separate video. But yeah, we're done. So overall, you know, in the end, this kind of DIY kind of ghetto jig, it did work, and it did produce a decent result. I will note that, see, I've got a few little gaps here, and I think that's just because when I was tying the monkey's fist, maybe it shifted a little bit, and some of my passes, they're not fully centered, so not a huge deal. I mean, it's still within tolerance, and I think it looks pretty good. But of course, you know, in the end, this sort of, you know, flimsy thing, it's maybe good for like a one-time use sort of thing. And if you're going to be making a lot of monkey's fists, then maybe you want to build something a bit more solid out of like wood and some dowels. Or if you really want, you can go invest and purchase a pre-made monkey's fist jig. But yeah, this is just one option for you guys. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope everything was nice and clear. And if you like this video, feel free to hit that like button. That would really help me out. And yeah, stay tuned and stay subscribed for more videos like this. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you on the next video.